And we're off to the races. Welcome to CATV Live right here on Cash Alternative TV. Cash Alternative TV is the official channel of Dash Nation, and it's a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash. I'm your host, Tao Satoshi, and I'm also known as Christopher Carruthers, and I'm quite happy to have you here with me today. If you want to subscribe or follow on any of my channels, I'm broadcasting live today on YouTube, on Twitch, on DLive, on Facebook Live, and on Twitter. So if you're on any of those platforms and want to join in and want to follow me or friend me or anything like that on those platforms, that would be great. And Cash Alternative TV is also the official video channel of Dash Nation. And Dash Nation is a global group of financial freedom advocates who believe in Dash as a digital cash for the world, as an alternative to cash. And it's a unity through financial freedom. So if you want to find out how to join us, the Blue Hearts, you can find out more information at dashnation.com/guide. And that's also going to have all the Cash Alternative TV information as well. So I'm quite happy that you guys are here with me today. I'm going to go through the comments, see if anybody has anything to say. Doesn't look like there's any comments there yet on the live feed. So we're going to continue. We're going to go to the video lineup, CATV video lineup for the week. These are the ones that I put out over the past week, and I'm happy to introduce them to you so you can go to my video channel and check them out. dashnation.com/guide. So the first video that I put out was the Dash Platform version 14. A lot of people are excited about Dash Platform because it's going to give people more things to talk about. Give me a second, I'm just going to turn my light on here. And maybe you can see me better. Yeah, it's going to give people a lot of more functionality with Dash, and it's going to make Dash easy to use and more accessible. So that's a very exciting thing. So I was talking all about it and about version 14 that just came out. So if you want to learn more about version 14, you can check out that video. And then on Wednesday, I was talking with the guys from Dash Text and Dash Help Me. We're talking about the situation in Venezuela, everything that was going on there. And we're talking about, one second. Okay. And we're talking about some new integrations that they have down there with Dingo and with Pedo. Those are delivery services that make Dash accessible to a lot of people and make Dash, you're able to buy anything you want with Dash. So that was pretty cool. So that was Wednesday's episode if you want to see it. And then on Friday, I just released a crypto agnostic episode. We're talking about two new wallets that were just released by Uphold. They released a new web wallet, and Shapeshift released a new iOS wallet, and I think it's on Android too, but I'm an iPhone user, so I'm putting it on the iPhone. And so that was cool. If you want to check that out, that's also in my video lineup. All platform information, all these videos can be found on any platform that I broadcast to. I'm on Library, I'm on BitChute, I'm on BitTube, I'm on all those alternative platforms. So all those listings can be found on dashnation.com/guide. So I'm quite happy to have you here with me, guys. I'm going to go back to the YouTube comments, see if anybody has anything to say. Doesn't look like there's anybody having anything to say, so we're going to keep going. I appreciate everybody who's watching the show. Really, really appreciate you guys joining me. I have lots of things to say every week, lots of news items to go through. And today we're talking all about cryptocurrency and Dash news items. So we're going to get to it now. So today, this is the part of the show where we go through the crypto news recap. And this is all the things that happen in the world of crypto that kind of contributed to our rise, maybe. A lot of things happening, a lot of people trying to scam us. All the bad guys are getting arrested. So we're going to go through all that now. So the first news item that we're going to talk about today is, I'm going to make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing as usual, because I don't want to have any issues with that. This is the majority of the show, looking at the internet. So put to good use. This is an article by Gareth Jenkinson of Cointelegraph, and he's saying that was put to good use because Ethereum was doing some serious numbers to set benchmarks. And a lot of people think this is because of the DeFi movement out there. There's a lot of altcoins, or a lot of coins created on the Ethereum network. And because of this, and because of that craze to have new DeFi things, new DeFi programs and platforms, there's a big rush on the Ethereum network, and there's lots of usage on that network. And some say that that could be contributing to the price rises too. So we'll take a look at this. So the popularity of dApps, DeFi tokens, and their increasing market share of Ethereum ecosystem as a result of platform's evolution. Yeah, maybe, because they just put out the version 2.0, or they're going to soon. So that's going to be a big deal in the world of Ethereum. Ethereum's dominance as the preeminent smart contract blockchain platform has been boosted by the popularity of decentralized finance and decentralized applications in 2020, with ERC tokens now accounting for nearly half the assets on the blockchain. And it says there's a lot of competitors coming up. So Ethereum is not the only smart contract platform out there. As analytics firm Messari pointed out in a recent newsletter, rival platforms have been netting sizable amounts of capital during investment rounds. Proof of stake smart contract blockchain platform Algorand, which some people in the Dash Nation Discord go on about like crazy, EOS and Tezos are perhaps Ethereum's biggest competitors, commanding a sizable portion of the overall smart contract share. So this is interesting. You got a lot of DeFi platforms out there, a lot of DeFi tokens, a lot of hype around that right now. That's kind of like the flavor of the day in the cryptocurrency industry. So we'll have to see where that goes, because that's fueling Ethereum. It's probably fueling a price increase in the overall crypto sphere, and it's fueling higher fees on these platforms too. That's the downfall. So Visa and MasterCard, they're always hanging around blockchain. They're always sniffing around and trying to see how they can mold blockchain to their own technologies, because they see the writing on the wall. They see that blockchain is the future. They see that blockchain is what is the new thing in finance. So they don't want to be left out, obviously. Like they're the huge players in the financial field. They're huge players in global finance. They want to make sure that they stay that way. So they're changing their tune on Bitcoin and crypto. And this is by Billy Bambro of Forbes. We're going to take a look at this one. Payments giant Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal, yeah, you can't forget PayPal in that, have had a rocky relationship with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in recent years, although they've been softening their stances for some time. In 2018, all three companies cracked down on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency transactions in the wake of Bitcoin's massive 2017 bull run. Good times. That thrust cryptocurrencies into the global limelight. Now, with the likes of media giant Facebook and Wall Street stalwarts, including JP Morgan, which I'm floored by, embracing cryptocurrencies, Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal are gearing up to drive the next wave of Bitcoin and crypto development and adoption. Oh, that's interesting. The concept of digital currency, or a digital version of cash controlled by a private key, was created more than a decade ago with the launch of Bitcoin. Visa wrote that in a blog post. And they believe that cryptocurrencies have the potential to extend the value of digital payments to a greater number of people and places. As such, we want to help shape and support the role they play in the future of money. So what they want to try to centralize it is what I'm reading from that. You know, Bitcoin's decentralized. They want to try to find a way to centralize it. And I'm sure they'll find some way. They're not dumb people. It says money is nothing but alphanumeric data, and it would become alphanumeric data not in paper form, but in a form of arranged electrons and photons. Hawk told the Extension National Leadership Conference over 20 years ago. And they would move the world around at the speed of light by infinitely diverse paths through the entire electromagnetic spectrum. So it's kind of like that, except it's working on cryptography. So what's MasterCard doing? It says, meanwhile, MasterCard has this week said it's extending its cryptocurrency program to make it easier for companies in the space to issue their own payment cards, signing a deal with London-based Wirex, making it the first native cryptocurrency platform to gain principal membership, and allowing Wirex to directly issue cards on MasterCard's network. Well, that's a big news. That's something that is a long time coming, because these companies have been fighting cryptocurrency debit cards for a long time. And for them to come out and actually accept it and actually give them issuing powers, that's something that's pretty huge. So you can't look out Visa and MasterCard. You can't count them out. Can't count out PayPal. They're always going to be hanging around. They're always going to be sniffing at the door, trying to figure out how to take advantage of this blockchain technology. So hopefully we can keep doing our own thing. We can keep the blockchains public. We can keep them out of the hands of these conglomerates, and keep it the way you and I like it. You know. So I'm hoping we can do that. I'm sure we can, because there's really no way that they can take the blockchain and make it their own, unless they make their own blockchain, which nobody will use in that case. I mean, people will use it, but not the ones that value the freedom like we do. So this is off the title of the show. We're talking about the scammers that are getting arrested. There was 2 big arrests and a couple of recent scams. So this one here says, it's by Answatch Balakreshan. I hope I didn't butcher his name. But anyway, this is on Crypto Briefing. And they're saying 100 key members of Plus Token arrested and 2 billion scheme disbanded. So crypto's largest Ponzi scheme comes to a screeching halt. Well, let's hope that's true. Plus Token's core members have been arrested in China. This is great news. And the scheme has been completely demobilized. Oh, they say it is, says a report from Kaiyan News. The report claims over 100 people were arrested by China's Ministry of Public Security earlier today. So is this the end of the Plus Token? I sure hope so. A report from Chinese media outlet Kalian News claims that the Ministry of Public Security had arrested 27 criminal suspects and 82 key members of the infamous Plus token scam. The scam involved 2 million participants and stole over $2 billion in cryptocurrencies, making it the largest Ponzi scheme the industry has ever seen. So good job on them. They're good bad guys. They did their job well. On-chain sleuths have been tracking Plus token funds to ensure they are unable to cash out. That's great. Exchanges too have been cautious not to let any funds from associated addresses cash out from their platforms. The scheme duped investors in several cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others like EOS. They have frequently been dumping massive amounts of tokens on certain unwitting exchanges, driving prices down and deteriorating sentiment. So that's something, guys. Like, you're thinking about the bear market we recently had, and I think this Plus token dumping probably had quite a bit to do with it, because like 2 billion in cryptocurrencies, that's a lot to be dumping on an exchange. And I think probably these guys are dumping for a long time and driving the price down, and that's something that we don't have anymore. That's definitely bullish. If the reports are true, and that's an if, I'm just taking this as face value, but you never know. Bitcoin's upside sentiment is bound to improve as the possibility of the scheme dumping tokens and pushing price down decreases. The Chinese government will likely take control of Plus tokens loot. I wonder what they're going to do with that. Hopefully they'll cash out a lot slower than Plus tokens were doing. So that's good. It got some scammers out of there. They paid the price for their crimes. That's good. So remember how I was saying earlier on that Ethereum was doing well and Bitcoin's doing well. The bull market seems to be here again. We don't know. We're always cautious when we say bull market because we never know. People that make procrastinations about Bitcoin being like less than 10,000, that's the last time we're ever going to see it, less than 10,000. Those people are definitely proven wrong over time, usually. But hopefully those people are finally going to be right. But anyway, because of all this action and all this price increase and everything else and this general sentiment of bullishness that we have, the fees are going up. Like, the fees are going way up. This is like something that hasn't been seen since 2017. So we're going to check it out now. So network fees for Bitcoin and Ethereum have spiked in correlation with recent price increases. This has led to an increase of activity in cheaper blockchain networks and may price out entire use cases from the two dominant chains. So this is by Digital Cash Network, guys, I forgot to say, and this is on Library. The price of Ethereum saw an increase of about $244 a week ago to $317 at the time of writing, with a recent high of $327 on Monday. Bitcoin similarly rose from about $9,360 to $10,991 at time of writing, and now it's over $11,000. Bitcoin similarly rose, as a result of the rise of demand which prompted this increase, both top networks have become more congested, resulting in a fee spike. Bitcoin's median transaction fee has risen to $213, and Ethereum's reached as 85 cents per transaction. Average transaction fees for both chains remain even higher, $3.87 and $1.69 respectively. So transaction growth in cheaper cryptocurrencies can deal with the demand. The rise in transaction fees on the Bitcoin and Ethereum network have been paired with increases in transaction numbers across even cheaper to use networks. Both Litecoin and Dogecoin has seen a rise in transactions over the past 3 months, with Litecoin growing from about 31,000 daily transactions 3 months ago to about 48,000 today, while Dogecoin rose from 31,000 to 52,000. And both networks currently sport sub-cent fees, so those are good. So the fee spikes indicate surging demand, but price out some use cases. So while surging transaction fees can be an indicator of rising demands on more popular blockchains, they can also make some popular use cases no longer viable. With Bitcoin and Ethereum networks typically operating close or at capacity, price increases and spiking transaction fees show a clear correlation. This is not the case with networks such as Dash or Dogecoin, which typically operate well below capacity. So it's a good and it's bad. It's a double-edged sword. It's good because it's busy and people are feeling better about cryptocurrency, but it's bad because those fees keep going up. So what do some top people say about the DeFi movement and all this hype that's around DeFi? So if you're Vitalik Buterin, you got to warn people that this is not always going to be sunshine and roses. As we know from the ICO boom, when people are getting involved in ICOs and losing their nest eggs, it's not all good things. It's not all sunshine and roses. The grass is not always greener on the other side. So Vitalik says DeFi users are underestimating smart contract risk. Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin has warned about the risk of smart contract exploits in DeFi. So he's warned of the dangers of smart contract risk in DeFi protocols in an interview to mark Ethereum's 5th birthday. And this is by Martin Young. This is on Cointelegraph. It's a smart contract risk. When asked about his main criticism and concern about DeFi, Buterin responded, I think one big one is that a lot of people are underestimating smart contract risk. And it's true. Buterin said the interest rates are exponentially higher than traditional bank accounts, meaning DeFi products are far riskier and have a much greater chance of breaking. Buterin said he was not confident that even audited platforms and protocols could guarantee that they wouldn't break within a set period of time by set percentage margin. DeFi is still fine, but don't act like it's a place where you can advocate for a lot of regular people to put their life savings into. Yeah, and there's an adage, if you're not familiar with crypto, if you're just watching this for the first time, if you invest in crypto, don't afford anything more than you can afford to lose, because you could lose it all. That's just the way it is. You know, people will tell you can make a fortune, Lambos are going to be parked in your front yard, but that's not always the case. There have always been a high number of high-profile contract exploits in DeFi this year, with examples including the B7X flash loan exploit in February that resulted in the loss of almost 1 million worth of crypto, and Bancor's smart contract bug in June that caused a network shutdown. So you got to be careful, guys. Be careful with your investments. Make sure you do your own research. Make sure you don't trust anybody on the internet, including me. I'm just a guy with a YouTube show. I know I'm not going to steer you wrong, but you don't know that. So, but do your own research, figure it out, and then invest with what you're comfortable of losing. So here's another scammer that got arrested. I'm quite happy about this one. Being a Twitter user myself, I'm happy my account wasn't taken advantage of. But because my account wasn't taken advantage of, I know I'm not big enough yet. So I move on. So Florida teen charged as the mastermind in the Twitter hack, hitting Biden, Bezos, and others. And he's 17 years old. This is a 17-year-old kid that pulled this off. He's facing 30 felony fraud charges. Authorities on Friday charged 3 people with organizing this month's epic hack of Twitter and using it to generate more than $100,000 in a Bitcoin scam prompted by hijacked accounts of politicians, executives, and celebrities. So federal prosecutors in San Francisco charged Mason Shepard, 19, and Nima Fazeli, 22, and an unnamed juvenile in the July 15th breach. Prosecutors in Florida, where the juvenile defendant lives, identified him as 17-year-old Graham Ivan Clark and charged him with 30 felony charges. Federal prosecutors said the Shepard used the hacking names Chaiwan and Ever So Anxious and resides in the UK town of Bognor Regis. Fazeli, who allegedly calls himself Rolex, and the Rolex and variations of that, is from Orlando, Florida. So the 3 suspects stand accused of using social engineering and other techniques to gain access to internal Twitter systems. They allegedly used their control to take over what Twitter has said were 130 accounts. A small sampling of the account holders included Joe Biden, Elon Musk, Kanye West, and Bill Gates. So that's a lot. The defendants, prosecutors alleged, then caused the high-profile accounts, many of them with millions of followers, to promote scams that promised to double the returns if people deposited Bitcoins into attacker-controlled wallets. So this was a pretty big deal, you know, like led by a 17-year-old. This kid's pretty special, you know. If they can turn him around and get him into positive things, he might turn out to be something with his life. But for now, he's arrested, and that was the result of all his efforts. So this was a news article that just came out, and it's pretty exciting, talking about if blockchain can't serve gamers, it's useless. So it's basically saying that if it's useless for gamers, it's obviously not useless in the general scheme of things. It's kind of a hyperbolic headline. But no, it's pretty good. It says that the blockchain up to this point has pretty much failed them. So I think that this is something that's going to happen over time, that blockchain is going to evolve and they're going to meet the needs of gamers. So I'm not going to go through this whole article, but I definitely encourage you to read it yourself. If you want to find it, it's in the description of my YouTube page. And if you want to find my YouTube page, it's dashnation.com/guide. That'll take you right to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe while you're there. So estimates indicate by the end of 2021, 2.7 billion people will be regular players of video games. Stated another way, in the near future, gamers will make up more than 1/3 of humanity. So think about that for a second. Gaming, 1/3 of humanity. This is a huge market. And gamers are also, additionally, they spend large swaths of time creating economic value during gameplay. That is value that other players are willing to pay real money for, like purchasable custom characters, weapons, and territories. And then this goes on to say that if they play something that only is valid in game, they have an in-game currency and they move to another game, they can't spend it. So like this is something that could be like if a blockchain were able to do this, they could take advantage and have a currency that can be used over multiple games and in multiple jurisdictions in real life. So it's kind of similar to like Ready Player One, where you had the Oasis and you had the currency of the Oasis. You could buy things online and offline. And that's the same thing that a currency that could potentially take advantage of that would be accessing 1/3 of humanity and a tech-savvy part of humanity as well. But up to now, the cryptocurrencies had an embarrassing track record because the gaming industry hasn't ignored Git blockchain. They've given them a chance, and in all situations so far, they've failed. So first there was Steam that canceled them. Then there was Amazon's Twitch, that live streaming service where I'm broadcasting from today, that used to accept Bitcoin and that they don't. And then there was also Dell and Microsoft Corporation that did it too. So why were they trying it and then dumping it again? Why were they unsatisfied with Bitcoin? So Steam explained their reasoning in a press release, stating that fees are charged to the customer by the Bitcoin network have skyrocketed this year, topping out at close to $20 a transaction last week, compared to roughly 20 cents when we initially enabled Bitcoin. So this is ridiculous. And Stripe COO Claire Hughes Johnson went so far to say that blockchain-based payment services are slow, impractical, and overhyped. So it's been a terrible track record. Like I said, it's been a bad situation. Blockchains really are not ready. And there's a second wave coming, though. There's a second wave of cryptocurrencies, and there's always development that's happening in cryptocurrencies that is going to make it better. So equipped with what's referred to as on-chain governance, alternative networks such as BitShares, Dash, which we favor here on this channel, Tezos, Decred, and EOS are the second wave in blockchain. These kinds of networks have built-in decision-making mechanisms that can and do thwart many of the usability problems experienced by first-wave networks. So is there any blockchain out there that really seems like it's able to take control and really make huge inruns into this gaming section? I think there is, and it's the one that we favor here at Cash Alternative TV. It's Dash. So in 2015, the founder of Dash, Evan Duffield, did something radical. He asked his mom to send him a payment. And said, "What are these addresses? How do they work? Is it dangerous?" Duffield reported that his mother peppered him with questions like these for the next half hour. People inherently think there's something wrong with interacting with Bitcoin because it isn't intuitive. But far from giving up on the technology as a plaything for techno geeks, Duffield decided that something should be done about it. So fast forward today, nearly 5 years later, and the Dash network is soon to become the first blockchain payment system that checks the third box, which is optimization, ease of use, accessibility, all that stuff that blockchain doesn't have right now, and also scalability. The Dash network has plans to scale, and they're very good because they have incentivized infrastructure. So this means the availability also of the world's first decentralized API, application programming interface, able to serve up network stored and verified data about players' in-game assets, earnings, and statistics in real time, all without the need for a central party server. This is going to be stored on the Masternode network. This distributed network, the Masternode owners are all over the world, and so this is going to be an API that's constantly up, 99.9% uptime, and it's going to be good for storing, and there's not going to be a central point of failure like there is with centralized companies. And Dash offers instant settlement of payments. We all know this through instant send and chain locks. And this means it can become attractive for gaming enterprises to tokenize their players' in-game earnings via the Dash cryptocurrency, because we're going to be offering data contracts. So that's cool. And so, we can say that, and it's nice to read in an article, but there has been movements towards this already. There's already a couple of people that are taking advantage of this, a couple of companies. So large enterprises are rarely the first to try anything new. It's often smaller companies that can afford to take risks and first establish use case for everyone else to come. And using the Dash blockchain for gaming is no exception. So even prior to the release of usernames on the decentralized API, smaller gaming companies are already integrating Dash for blockchain payments. Game Companion and esports host ReadyRaider recently integrated Dash as an exclusive form of payment, because it's the only one that they can see that's catching up with the gaming experience. ReadyRaider is an esports gaming tournament platform, and we required payment functionality for certain match types. The only viable cryptocurrency payment solution would be one that has instant settlements, said ReadyRaider founder Jacob Balu. I really do love Bitcoin very much, but for this purpose, it didn't make sense because of the higher fees and long wait times for transactions to complete. So that's one use case. And in Europe, customers of WoW games a social platform with 9 million registered users, can pay their subscription fees with Dash. And add to this the service OneUpCoin, a tipping service for gamers who stream on Twitch and YouTube. So I'm not a gamer, but I stream there. Also supports Dash among its blockchain payment options. So it's getting in there. It's definitely something that can be used for blockchain payments. And I'm kind of excited that they put this article out because it's pretty neat. All right, guys, so we're going to pause for station identification. You've been watching Cash Alternative TV, CATV Live, a weekend show talking all about crypto and Dash news. I'm your host, Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao Satoshi. And this is also the official channel. Cash Alternative TV is the official channel of Dash Nation. And Dash Nation is a global community of financial freedom advocates who believe in Dash as the future digital cash for the world. It's unity through financial freedom. And now, if you want to join the Blue Hearts, you can find out how to do it at dashnation.com/guide. So let's see if there's anybody out there on YouTube that has anything to say. Oh, looks like we got some people here. We got Jacques Wales, who says, woo, I made it. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Sylvain Cluche says, hello all. And then we got Great Wolf says, unfortunately, the masses don't value freedom enough. Yeah, you're talking about the Visa and MasterCard and stuff. Yeah, I can see that. You're right, they don't. And it says, that article is just wrong. Blockchain is ready. Bitcoin isn't ready and never will be because of blockchain and small blocker cult. Yeah, that's true. Bitcoin is definitely being handicapped by its 1 megabyte size. It's a lack of flexibility and scalability. You're definitely right about that, Great Wolf. Just use Bitcoin Cash and Dash. They're ready. Yeah, I think at this point that Dash is ready and Bitcoin Cash is ready, but I think that Dash has that leg up because of the platform development and the masternode network. Dash is really the complete package when you look at the current technology that it has of fast, private, instant transactions and secure transactions with chain locks. And Dash platform is going to take Dash to another level with the accessibility and ease of use that most blockchains are looking for, because Bitcoin Cash certainly doesn't have that at the present time. So, well, thanks very much for your guys' contributions. I appreciate that. So now we're going to go through the show of the part of the show where we're talking all about the Dash news. These are the events that the Dash network had for the past week. And believe it or not, there was quite a lot of things that happened in Dash. And usually every week is like that. A lot of things happen in Dash. Just a lot of people out there don't realize it. And a lot of people out there don't even know that Dash is doing all these wonderful things. So you guys that are watching me right now, share this video, get YouTube's algorithms working on it, because the more we share the Dash news, the more people are going to like it. The more people are going to be attracted to it. Because it works, and it is awesome. It just, people have to know about it. We're such a small community still, even though we're kind of one of the biggest blockchain communities. But in comparison to Bitcoin, Ethereum, even Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, we're still a small community. So we have to get our word out there as much as possible. And that's why I started the Dash Nation movement also, to get people involved. So are we raising the security bar? I'm going to make sure you guys are watching this. We're going to go back to the internet. And it looks like you guys can see that too. Perfect. All right, so raising the security bar. This is out of Cointelegraph, and it's by Julia Magus. And she's saying Dash claims a 51% attack isn't enough. And it's true, Dash is one of the most secure blockchains. So while a 51% attack on Bitcoin will cost $1 billion, Dash developers say an attacker needs more than money to attack the Dash network. So let's read more about that. And I don't take it for granted. I always want to do my own research on things. As a Dash community member, I know that it's secure. I know how it works, but I'm trying to tell you why it's secure too. Dash recently claimed it had been the world's safest cryptocurrency for a year due to its innovative technology called chain locks that allegedly makes a 51% attack nearly impossible. Fully implemented in early July 2019, chain locks has not yet seen any protocol capable of matching it, according to the Dash core team. Well-known Bitcoin educator Andreas Antonopoulos recently suggested that with the Bitcoin blockchain, a 10-minute 51% attack would cost around $1 billion, something that sounds unrealistic to achieve. But what makes Dash's Chainlocks blockchain supposedly more secure, and the importance of this technology for an industry as a whole? So you guys know Coinbase. You're familiar with Coinbase Exchange. Excuse me. They're one of the first, like the founding blockchain corporations, blockchain companies. And I would say that they're pretty trusted in the blockchain industry. So you know that in Coinbase, they have confirmations that are required before a currency is deposited on their platform, right? So with Bitcoin, they ask for 6 confirmations. So how long does 6 confirmations take on Bitcoin? It takes about 60 minutes, an hour, right? So when you deposit money on Coinbase, you're depositing Bitcoin, you're waiting an hour for it to be confirmed and deposited into your account. So you know how long you have to wait for Dash? 5 minutes. 2 Dash confirmations. So the Dash confirmation on the blockchain is every 2.5 minutes on average. It can be up to half an hour or an hour, or it can be as little as 10 seconds, but on average it's 2.5 minutes. And they only need 2 confirmations. And you know what? They're actually being conservative with that, because with the Dash blockchain, the masternode network and chain locks, as soon as you send a Dash transaction, it's confirmed. It's locked. Nobody can use that transaction for anything else. You know, and that's what you can do in Bitcoin. You can do double spends. You can do 51% tax. This is not possible on Dash, which is really cool. So Coinbase, they give us a notification just to be extra sure. But you know what? That's the proof of work coin that has the least amount of confirmations and the least amount of time to be confirmed. So that's pretty interesting. And the 51% attack is a lurking danger. The 51% is possible when a miner or group of malicious miners has more hashing power at its disposal than the combined hashing power of other miners in the network. So you guys still seeing this? It looks like my computer froze again. Damn it. I'm gonna have to do a very short version of this again, am I? So I have to get into it. Maybe I have to buy a new laptop. Let me see here. You guys still hear me? So if you can, I'm happy you can still hear me because my computer froze. If you can still see me. I appreciate you guys coming to join me, and I don't know why my computer is always freezing now, but it looks like I'm gonna have to do a diagnostic on my computer. But I'm not one to give up. So if you guys are still watching me, I'm not one to give up. Keep coming back every week, and I'm gonna make sure I get through this, because I don't know why this keeps happening. But I appreciate all the support you guys are giving me, and I thank you very much for joining my show. I'm Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi, and that's been Cash Alternative TV. I have more for you. Maybe I'm going to do another show tomorrow, because this is ridiculous. I don't know why this always happens to me. But thanks for watching anyway, guys. Appreciate it. Hey guys, can you see me? Yeah? Okay, cool. I'm going to see if I can get some things back. I appreciate you guys showing up to me, but I restarted my computer. So I'm going to get my things back up, and we're going to keep talking. So if you guys want to come back in a couple minutes, I'll be ready to go. I don't understand why this keeps happening. I'm going to do a full diagnostic of my computer coming up. So I'm happy you guys are here still. Anybody who's still here is definitely a hardcore Cash Alternative TV person, so I appreciate that. we're gonna salvage this. We're gonna salvage it. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. Yep, it's coming up. So how's everything going with you guys? I'm happy you guys are still here. I'm happy you didn't take off on me. This is will be the first for me of restarting a computer in the live stream. So I'm gonna be happy to finish it. And next week, hopefully, either I do something, I try to get it on a hardwired computer or whatever. Got to do something, but I'm not sure why it crashed. It was never crashing before. See what's going on. But I got some Dash stuff to talk about, and I'm not going to leave the show if I still have people watching me. The video that I pulled up, we're going to go through later. I'm going to have a story to tell. It looks like we're done with that, so that's pretty cool. Let's see where I am on my video here. All right, looks like I'm at the home screen. I'm going to go to the Dash stuff. Let's try this again. So this is the part of the show where we're going to be talking about Dash news. After a restart of the computer and everything, it looks like I'm still live on YouTube, so we're going to go at it. This is the Dash news part of the show. I'm going to see if you guys can see what I can see again. And it looks like you can. Okay, we're not going to get to that one yet. That's one that's coming up later. Where are we at here? We already talked about that one. Right? Yeah, so we're going to go through this one. This is the Dash Core Group. This is on Cointelegraph. It's by Amelia David. We're saying the Dash Core Group is set to release the next update, and it's going to be launching on testnet by year end. So I keep going on about Dash platform because this is something that's going to be good for the Dash platform, good for accessibility, good for use case, and it's going to make Dash possible to be used for many more applications, such as gaming, like we just talked about. So Dash Core Group sets the release of its next update and says the Dash platform will still come out by the end of the year on testnet. So that's interesting. That's great. The Dash Core Group plans to release another update for its Dash platforms near the end of August, which has already happened. This is the Dash Platform 14. New functionalities to the Dash platform are now released every 6 weeks, so that the next will launch between August 25th and September 8th. As always, the most recent release means all data on NevoNet has been wiped. The newest updates feature document timestamping, an improved API client for better code quality, usability, and testability, an improved distribution package, and platform test suite for developers to use. Users can expect 4 more releases before the Dash platform enters a new phase of its product cycle. The testnet is expected to be delivered by the end of the year. So it's great news for people that are in Dash. And Dash platform's been a long time coming, since 2015, since Evan Duffield explained it. This is great that Dash is going to be coming out with the Dash platform soon. So this is a Dash Nation one. This is I'm the founder of Dash Nation, if you didn't know. And this is a global community of financial freedom advocates that believe in Dash as a future digital cash for the world. And it's a movement of people contributing their strengths towards Dash to seeing it forward. And this is something that really is important to me, is having the community involved in Dash. So this is an initiative based on Dash Nation that was basically having writers to submit articles to the Dash platform, the Dash Nation website. And if they do that, then they receive $10 in Dash. So this is open to anybody out there that wants to submit anything that they want. So the first article was about the Dash Queen contest, and you can find it on dashnation.com. And this is by Ali Perella. This is the first one that did it, but actually I have 2 more articles that have been ready to release. One is going to come out tomorrow, and the other one's going to come out on Tuesday. So how we're doing it is a Cash Alternative video, and then a Dash Nation article. Cash Alternative video, Dash Nation article. That way I'm not trying to release too many things all at once. So this is basically something that you can go and watch on your own. Go and look at on your own. I encourage you to do so. And this is another Dash Nation initiative, which is actually spearheaded by Dash Italia. It's Dash Aid Venezuela. As we all know, there's a big problem in Venezuela financially. And anything that blockchains can do to help, such as Dash, we can get the money there. It can pinpoint the money. So whereas in fiat, you have like all these internal medium exchanges, like you have this middleman all the time. But with Bitcoin and blockchain and especially Dash, you can target the relief. You can send it to particular addresses around, and you don't have to go through that middleman. So here's an article about that if you want to check it out. That's also in dashnation.com. So it's my note at the top. It says this is an initiative spearheaded by Dash News Italia, so any questions should go to them. And we are posting it here as well for increased visibility. And we've entered into a co-signing agreement with Dash Help, but I'm not accepting responsibility for use of the funds because I can't oversee that in Venezuela. I'm in Canada. So, but I do have a co-signer on that account, so I know if they use it for anything else other than what they're supposed to use it for, I won't release the funds. So that's an interesting one too. You can donate to the Dash Aid Venezuela if you want to, and you can check out dashnation.com. So this is an article on the Cryptonomist that says we're collecting donations for Venezuela, and this is definitely something you should check out too if you want more information. The Italian community that revolves around Dash reports an unprecedented humanitarian crisis in Venezuela. And the Venezuelan community that supports the project is numerous, such as Dash Mall and Parking, Dash Help, Dash Text, and others such like that. According to Dash News Italy, the social situation in the country is becoming increasingly dramatic, with rationing of food, water, and electricity, as well as medicines, food, and basic necessities that are sometimes unobtainable for the majority of the population. So this is where we're trying to help, guys. If you have any means of helping, any ways to raise some Dash, to donate it to Dash Aid Venezuela, that would definitely be appreciated. So this is, you know how we have Dash Platform coming out. We just said that there's a new release of Dash Platform and it's going to be released at the end of the year on testnet. So in order to really test it, we're going to have dApps with it, right? So if you want to find out more about a dApp that was just created, it was for a Chrome wallet extension. And this is README, and he said, README, let's talk dApps. So this is perfect. And I want to show you a little blurb from this. So I can, number one, rest my voice. And number two, you guys can check out another clip from somebody else.
Hey everyone, README here. So today is the first episode of Let's Talk Dapps. So as you can see, I prepared something. I got some fancy tools set up, some nice welcome screen. The Dash dude is here, so let's get started. So, okay, let me check. So we can zoom and we can draw on the screen. And all is set up. So yeah, I made this a little bit darker, so you.
I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead, guys, and we're gonna get to the nitty-gritty.
60-inch. You saw the symbol. You double-click it. And bam, lovely. There it is. Okay. So in the background, Dash.js is initialized yet, so you gotta give it some time. If you click create wallet, just nothing will happen. And yeah, now it's finished initializing, and see, you just create a wallet. So we also have auto faucet running in the background now. That means we have a little web server running where you can put a HTTP request and get some, provide your Dash address and get some balance back. So we're now waiting for the transaction listener to fire, and there it just did. It's not very generous at the moment, so we just got 0.03.
So as you can see, guys, it's kind of rudimentary right now, but the thing that's impressive about it is that it's running on a decentralized network. There's no central server, but I think that, you know, it's coming along. It's like anything else. They're going to get the graphics down, and it's going to be a great graphic experience as well. But right now, it's just basic programming. He just wanted to show us the back end of how it works. So again, if you want to check this out, it's on my YouTube description page. And if you want to find out where my YouTube account is, you can go to dashnation.com/guide. You can see that link here, and that'll tell you where my YouTube channel is. You can check it out, or you can wait for it to be posted to dashnation.com tomorrow. And so this new developer video, Joel Valenzuela took it and he made a little article about it, saying that this new developer video showcases Dash Platform's possibilities for retail commerce. So we didn't watch the whole video, but definitely it shows a lot of progress for the Dash Platform. So a new video by a community developer shows the inner workings and significant potential of Dash Platform's multi-layer identity system and its applications in advanced cryptocurrency payments. Released by community developer README, the video showcases a Chrome wallet app leveraging the username registration system of Dash Platform, a data contract platform formerly codenamed Evolution. The app, built on a public developer app testnet called EvoNet, shows the back-end mechanics of registering a username and associating it with an identity data and a wallet, with multiple identities and usernames potentially applicable to a single wallet. These identities and relationships serve as a foundation for a system of human-readable usernames that will allow users and businesses to easily transact without being exposed to long cryptographic hashes, the current hallmarks of the cryptocurrency user experience. They allow for transmission of additional transaction data beyond simply the payment itself. So the name and identity data provide the missing links for payment mass adoption. And the identity architecture on Dash platform provides the ability to leverage additional data involved in transactions beyond simply payment amount and destination address, which may prove to be the missing link for cryptocurrencies to be adopted widely as methods of retail payments. For example, a merchant accepting cryptocurrency payments typically provides a public address and an amount to be paid, which is considered finalized once the requested amount is received to that address. Data related to a specific invoice, product information, or data related to the customer, such as a reward note or shipping address, are not transmitted. Let me just make sure you guys are still following me. Yeah, looks like you're still following me. I don't see any complaints. Perfect. So we have 3 more things to talk about, and this is one of them. This is you're looking at dash.org in Tagalog. So we're reaching out to the Filipino community. Philippines is it's a great country for remittances. It's a huge remittance industry in the Philippines. And also there's a lot of people in that country, so to get them involved in Dash would definitely be another step forward in mass adoption globally for Dash. So this is dash.org in Filipino. I don't know. It says ayong pera, ayong peran. So that must mean your money, your way. So that's cool. If you're a Filipino out there watching me, then you can check it out in your home language, and I'm quite happy to see that. And so Blocktivity has joined Dash Nation. They added the Dash blockchain, which is really cool. This is in Hive blog. It's another alternative media platform. So we are glad Dash, cryptocurrency and a privacy coin and Masternode coin is joining Blocktivity.info ranks. It was launched in January 2014. You can check its activity here. So this is like a block explorer, right? So you can check the activity on the Dash network, Dash information and stuff like that. So it uses proof of work to secure its blocks, achieving a block interval of 150 seconds. Its market capitalization is at 785 million, and its latest price is 83.09, which gives it the 25th place by capitalization. With an all-time high of 1,493, we are happy to welcome the Dash community to Blocktivity, and we're happy to welcome you, Blocktivity, to Dash Nation. Great to have you aboard. So this is my last thing here. Because of the thing that happened just now, I had to restart the computer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go live to DLive and Twitch. I usually do that after the show. I go live to DLive and Twitch, but it hasn't happened the last couple of weeks due to technical issues. Yeah, we all have that happen every now and then. But so anyway, I wanted to, if you guys had anything to say to me, you want to let me know you're still out there, you can put it in the chat. So this is Felix Mago. He recently spoke at a blockchain conference, and I'm just going to show you a quick clip. And then we're going to go to our last news item. This is so this guy is from Dash Next, and they're really hardworking at business development in Asia. They're getting a lot of people involved in the community, a lot of people joining Dash Nation because of these efforts. So always a pleasure to hear from them.
So at ETF, we focus on what we call sustainability through innovation. So we focus on European companies that have revenue and great growth prospects that also make a positive difference.
It's a pleasure to be with the LaToken family, broadly distributed around the world, all these 15 million over time.
Thanks for having me again, in fact, because I was here already in April or May, I think, together with Sunny, talking about COVID and the crisis and what's going on. Still, a lot is going on. I feel with blockchain, we are busy as never before. Actually, a very simple and straightforward use case that is digital cash. So we want to do payments and we want to do that good. I think actually we are in a very, very good way. So we have been focused on the user mass adoption side of crypto payments on the one side, and on the other side on merchant adoption, because of course it's always a chicken and an egg problem. If you don't have merchants accepting cryptocurrencies, you cannot spend it, and if you don't have customers spending it, you most likely will not get merchants. So this is where I'm very much focused on. I'm from Dash Next. So Dash is a completely decentralized organization. In fact, we are the first decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, in the world since 2014. So
interesting thing is that this crisis, and not the medical crisis, although that has a role, it's really been the government.
So that's Felix singing the praises of Dash and the blockchain conference. Now that they're doing the blockchain conferences online now because they can't, because of COVID-19, everything's been moved to Zoom or any other thing that you have out there for doing social media or anything like that. COVID's really thrown a monkey wrench into things, but it's also kind of been a positive thing when it comes to cryptocurrency because it's moving something that would have happened in over time anyway. It kind of is accelerating the timeline for the adoption of cryptos because of its functionality online. And it's a very hygienic thing to use because there's no contact anywhere. So that's pretty interesting. So you've been watching CATV live right here on Cash Alternative TV. It's a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world. And that's something that I want to make sure that you guys are watching. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like you are. So cool. Thanks for joining me. I apologize for all the technical interruptions, and I'm trying to fix that for next week. Bye for now.